I've just got my hands on Peterbot's exact Fortnite settings, and they're actually crazy. There are a few things in there that most pros don't even use and don't even know about, but they make a huge difference. If you want faster edits, better aim, and smoother gameplay, you're going to want to watch this, because just tweaking a couple of these Fortnite settings could actually change the way you completely play. Let's get straight into it. Okay, so first of all, of course, super important settings is display settings. What is he playing? Windowed mode. This is going to come to such a surprise to most of you. It came to a surprise to me because he recently changed this for some reason. I literally don't know about why. Right, so most people obviously play full screen because it's the lowest delay. Well, Peterbot, he is now using windowed full screen. The only time we see pros using windowed full screen is if they're using a custom crosshair like Crosshair X. Now Peterbot, we know Peterbot, he's not using custom crosshair. So why is he using windowed full screen? I genuinely can't tell you, boys. Do I recommend you guys to do that? No, boys. You guys need to be using full screen. You guys already know that if you watch my videos. You guys know how to get the lowest delay possible. But resolution doesn't come to a shock to most of us. He's playing 1920 by 1080. They're complete native. He used to, like, 1 season, 2 seasons ago, he used to play stretch res, and obviously the stretch res obviously means there's less pixels on your screen. So if you have a very bad graphics card, I actually might recommend to you guys to use stretch res. Literally the only reason is because when you're using stretch res, your graphics aren't as good. Obviously it's a tiny bit more blurry. You're not even going to be able to tell that much of a difference, but your graphics card won't have to work as hard, meaning you can get more frames and less delay. So if you don't have a good graphics card, don't have a good CPU, you could play stretch res, give that a go. But for Peterbot, he is playing completely native. Now for his frame rate, he is playing 240 FPS. I recommend most of you guys to literally just have it whatever your monitor hertz is. So in my opinion, if you have a 144 hertz monitor, put your frames in game to around 160, so literally just one above. So if you have frame stutters, it will stutter down to 144 instead of, let's say you have your in-game frames to 144 and you stutter down to 120. You guys get the gist there. So make sure it's on your hertz monitor. Make sure you don't put it on 340 FPS in-game when you only have a 144 hertz monitor. You guys need to make sure about that, because I see so many comments saying I can get 360 frames but my monitor's 144, what shall I do? Boys, come on, just stick to whatever your monitor says. That's the only frame rate limit you can possibly go to. Now, a super important setting that most of you guys forget about is the HUD scale. Most of you guys watching this video may be on like 90% or 100% HUD scale. What this means is your inventory, your builds, and your map, they're completely massive, boys, taking up so much of the screen. The smaller the HUD scale, obviously the smaller it is, but it gets to a point, you know, if you put the HUD scale on like 2%, you're not going to be able to see your maps at all. You're not going to be able to see the mini map. So what Peterbot has it on is 63%. I recommend you guys to like choose between 60% and 70%, where pretty much all the pros have it. It's not a massive difference in between that range. Now for his super important settings, his color blind mode, we'll get to that in literally just 1 second. His brightness, he has it on maximum, by the way, 150%. We've been seeing so many pros switch to the maximum brightness, and I really do recommend you guys do as well. So if you're playing around 100 to 110% brightness, literally just raise the bar up to 150, just because the map this season is super dark. You don't want it dark. You need it as bright as possible. So if there's like a skin that's very dark, like Chaos Agent for example, that's lurking in the shadows, if you have 100% brightness, you may not see him. I know there's a low chance, but you may not see him. If your brightness is 150%, you're almost guaranteed to be seeing him. But his colorblind mode, we've seen in previous seasons so many people use colorblind mode. I think Peterbot at the start of the season actually did use colorblind mode as well, but his colorblind mode for now literally is off. So if you guys want to copy Peterbot right there, literally have your colorblind mode off. And of course he does play colorblind strength of 7, but because his colorblind mode is off, it doesn't make any difference at all whatsoever. But now coming on to his graphics quality, super important setting by the way, because most of you have stuff on like medium, some on high, some everything on low, when most things don't have to be on low right here. For one example is the view distance. Peterbot is playing on medium view distance. Now all of you guys watching this video, you have to play medium view distance. I said it before and I'm obviously gonna have to say it again, but you guys know if you watch my videos, view distance means if you're coming down from the battle bus, you see multiple guns on the floor. Instead of marking every single one by one, if you have your view distance on medium, you can see all the guns on the floor. It is so simple, boys. And obviously Mr. Savage, by the way, has view distance on epic. So the better your PC, the higher you can put your view distance. The higher the view distance is kind of a bit pay to win as well. Now for every other setting he has, by the way, it's low. I really recommend every single guy right here, textures, effects, post-processing, everything has to be on low right there. Super simple to do. Just view distance on medium. Now for his super important settings, his 3D movement. What is he playing, boys? What is the secret to his movement? Boys, he has 3D movement completely off. I have no idea why. He's never switched to 3D movement, and I recommend you guys to turn it off as well, because when I did, honestly, I played so much better, and I think if you guys do it as well, some of you may play better as well. And now for what you guys have been waiting for, what is his sensitivity that makes his aim so good? I think he's just changed this recently as well, so make sure you hear what his sensitivity is. For his mouse, by the way, he is using the Logitech G Pro Superlight, the white version, literally exactly the same as me, by the way. I really do recommend you guys get this mouse. If you do want it, it's literally like $120 or something like that. For his keyboard, by the way, it's the Apex Pro TKL, in my opinion, the second best keyboard. If you want the best of the best keyboard, in my opinion, the Wooting is the best. The only reason every single pro doesn't use use the routing, by the way, is because it's banned on LAN. But let's be honest, boys, if you guys are watching this video and you know you're not going to go completely pro, boys, just get the routing just like I have. Even though I'm kind of decent at Fortnite, I know I'm not going to LAN. But his DPI, by the way, you need to copy his DPI if you want the exact settings that he's doing. If you don't copy his DPI, these settings won't work for you. He has DPI of 800, so remember that, 800 DPI if you want to copy these. X and Y axis sensitivity is 6.4, 6.4. In my opinion, by the way, that's literally a perfect sensitivity. Most pros are playing between 6 and 7. I think Poyo is the exact same as the sensitivity, by the way. So if you think Poyo is like second best player, Peterbot and Poyo pretty much use the exact same sensitivity. And if you guys don't want to play this, make sure you're not playing one faster than the other, because that's a huge disadvantage. There's only one pro that does that, and that's Clicks. I have no idea why he does that. Targeting and scope sensitivity, 45%, 45%, exactly the same. Most people play 50%, 50% just because their muscle memory is the same. But boys, one thing you cannot do as well, targeting and scope cannot be a different sensitivity. But let's say targeting is 50%, scope is 45%, obviously your muscle memory is going to be completely different right here, and your aim won't be nowhere near as good. For his building and editing, by the way, still 100%, 100%, exactly the same reason as before. Muscle memory has to be exactly perfect, so obviously exactly the same. Now boys, let's get into some Windows settings that he has. Okay, so the first thing that I want to show you guys, by the way, this isn't what Peterbot has exactly, but it's gear up booster. I'll leave this in the description of my video. If you want zero ping, along with many other Fortnite pros, by the way, like Miro, Agent Jeff, Reet as well, he uses this all to get zero ping. So if you want zero ping as well, no delay, make sure to download this with a free trial. You don't have to spend a penny, just try it out, boys. In the description of my video, just quickly give that a download, give it a go, let me know what you guys think, because so many pros are using that, and I've made so many videos on it, so much positive feedback on it. But the first actual tweak that he has is that head over to literally your desktop right here, head over to the bottom, right click until you see Task Manager, go on Task Manager, go on Startup right here. Every single app right here needs to be disabled, boys. These are in the background of your PC, causing so much strain on it. And to tell this, by the way, if you literally go onto Performance, go onto CPU, Processors, your processors will be through the roof, just like mine is right now. The only reason mine is right now is literally because OBS is open and also I'm editing a video. So literally, if you go onto Startup right here, there's literally nothing there, and that will mean processors will also be low. One other thing to do as well, go onto Services, scroll down to the very bottom, and there'll be literally Xbox Authentication Manager. There's going to be 4 Xboxes. Make sure you disable every single one of these because they take up so much usage. That is honestly one of the biggest reasons so many people have delayed, is because of these Xbox apps things. Make sure to disable all of them. To disable it, by the way, open Services, we're going to scroll down to the very bottom just like so, right click onto it, go onto Properties, Startup Type, then Disable, just like so. So easy to do. Then press Apply, press OK, and one more thing you guys need to do, press Windows and R on your keyboard just like so, search TEMP, press enter, then loads of temporary files are going to pop up. So much usage in your PC for literally unnecessary. Comment down below, by the way, how much items you have in the recycling bin, because me, it's literally 22 in the temp files right here. Delete all of them just like so. So simple. Make sure you press do not do this for all current items and skip it just like that. And now again, Windows and R. This time, instead of TEMP, you want to put a percent at the behind it and then a percent in front of it just like so. Press enter. All literally 516 more temporary files. By the way, these are just lines of code in your PC. They're not actually like anything useful at all. It's not like Word documents you have or anything. So literally right click onto it, press delete just like so. It'll take a second again, press skip. Look at that, literally a gig worth. There was like 2,000 items right there. Make sure you keep pressing skip. 5,575 items, boys. It is actually crazy. Then once this all deletes, we can actually go into our recycling bin just like so, highlight all the things here, 694. Remember, comment down below how much you guys have, delete it from here just like so. Boys, I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, please do leave a like and please do subscribe. I'll see you guys further.